Welcome to Home of Politics, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for your support. Continue tuning in, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notification button so that you remain updated. Ladies and gentlemen, the issue that has amazed the public is about Moses Kuria being at least sensitive to an extent that he is apologizing to the public about the statements that he made, considering the cost of living and rise in fuel prices. I will read his tweet. Dear Kenyans, on Friday 15th September, I made some comments indicating that the price of fuel is likely to go up in the coming months owing to global dynamics. I have since been advised by people like Dr. Halwale and his master that the statement was incorrect, insensitive, and arrogant. I am made to now understand that the price will come down. I apologize profusely since to err is human. Ladies and gentlemen, according to what he termed it as an apology, it shows very well that he's not serious at all, and now that he has come in his senses to give Kenyans an apology, it is not coming from his own heart. He is not a genuine apology, but instead it have been championed by other leaders like Boni Halwale and his masters. But what are the reasons that made this Moses Kuria to pretend that he is seeking for apology from Kenyans? The first reason, he is very afraid and worried because he can easily be fired from his job anytime from now. This is because we saw the update and the advice that Boni Halwale, that is the senator from Kakamega County, advised the president. He advised the president that he should fire Moses Kuria, he should fire Chirchir and David Ndii from their employment because they are insensitive and incompetent, and they are making the face of Kenya to look dirty. And knowing very well that people supported this idea of sacking these leaders from their offices, have been supported so much, then he felt he should apologize under the pressure of Boni Halwale. We also see that there is a possibility that Moses Kuria has been told to voluntarily retire from his work. Knowing very well that people have been complaining about Moses Kuria, and even if he retire voluntarily from his office, it will not make any impact to the Kenyans because they will feel the burden has been offloaded. Moses Kuria decided to apologize and not to take that voluntary option as his last choice. Another reason we see, Moses Kuria himself is aware that he lacks respect. If you can just listen to most of the speeches that Moses Kuria has been giving out in public, then you might think that he has mental weakness. And knowing very well himself that he is easy to talk in a reckless manner, then Moses Kuria felt like he should soothe Kenyans with this insincere apology because the way he just expressed himself, it is true that he knows himself that he is not a respectful person when it comes to control of his speech. The government of the day is much feeling that Moses Kuria is betraying it, and this CS himself knows that he represents the face of Kenya, the president, and Kenyans. Now knowing very well that he is making it very hard for this government to survive in this hard time of economy, Moses Kuria is a person who is being blamed for poor governing of Kenya since he was appointed by President William Samoei Ruto, and knowing very well that he should work closely with the president and he is going against what is expected in terms of respect and dignity, then it has made him at least to go back and look for apology from Kenyans, because he is making the government to suffer the consequences of his own reckless mouth. And according to the fact, we know that Moses Kuria was not elected from the polls, but Kenyans voted for the president and the deputy president. And then the president further appointed Moses Kuria. So it means Moses Kuria, whenever he messes up with the Kenyans, he is representing the president who appointed him in that office, and knowing very well that his misbehavior from long time ago has been making the government of Kenya Kwanza to lose a lot of points in terms of scorecard, then it means that he is lowering the chances of President William Samoei Ruto being on polls 2027, because the damage that Moses Kuria is putting right now, or the impact that he has put to Kenyans right now, it cannot be erased. And when he continues like that, he is lowering the chances of President William Samoei Ruto running the nation for 2 terms, and it will also deny Moses Kuria himself a chance to work with President William Samoei Ruto, because once he has spoiled the chances for the president, then himself will not have anywhere in the government to enjoy. And knowing very well that he's representing the face of President William Samoei Ruto and the whole Kenya, he had to at least seek for forgiveness from Kenyans and secure himself a chance before the government. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Moses Kuria's behavior from the long time ago, and since he understands himself that he has the weakness of controlling his mouth, then it made him at least to do what? It made him at least to seek for an apology from Kenyans. We know that Moses Kuria himself has been in many scandals. If you look previously, there is a time he went ahead and became late. The president demanded for a written apology, but he said he will not give out a written apology. For what purposes? Other instances is where he has been talking in a reckless manner to the people of Kenya, but he does not feel guilt or need to apologize or to be humble before the Kenyans who employed this government. This has made him to be arrogant, and himself he knows he's an arrogant leader, and that is why people expect worse from Moses Kuria in terms of speech. And people knows that there will be exchange of words whenever Moses Kuria has been given a chance to address the public. Knowing very well of his arrogance and the previous issues that he has been through with the government, then he decided to plead with Kenyans to forgive him on what he did as an arrogant and a disrespectful speech that he gave to the Kenyans. These previous incidents of Moses Kuria messing up with the public is not something that it has happened once or twice. He is known from his mistake of messing up with the public. He has always gone without an apology, but maybe considering on his previous mistakes, he decided to apologize with Kenyans. My good people, we see the warning that President William Samoei Ruto and his deputy sounded. It was a serious warning. They insisted it even before the foreigners, that even if it means you are serving Kenyans, you should serve them with the highest order of respect, address them with empathy. And knowing very well that Moses Kuria was the subject to this mistake, then it means that the serious warning was going directly to Moses Kuria, and he decided to humble himself for once. But according to how vulnerable Moses Kuria is right now, then he decided to apologize to Kenyans. My good people, something that is very funny, according to the apology that Moses Kuria just made it to Kenyans, it had funny reactions. And this shows clearly that he has been rejected by the public, and people are not ready again to condone his useless behaviors, because we know very well that Kenyans are the bosses of Kenya, because we directly elect our leaders and indirectly elect them, and Kenyans themselves have power to remove you from office. And knowing very well that this issue of apologizing is not a genuine one, then they decided to just listen to him. But according to the responses that we have received from Kenyans, he is not accepted, and the apology has not been accepted by Kenyans. It might be seen as a big step by Moses Kuria to go on social media to put their lucrative words about how he is sorry and how he is convincing the people that he is humbled right now. But according to the analysis that many people, or the feedback that many people are giving out, it is clear that this apology has not been accepted. This is because the apology was not genuine. The apology was not genuine because Moses Kuria himself did not decide to humble himself from his heart to beg for forgiveness from Kenyans, but instead he was pushed by the threats that were placed to him. For instance, when he mentioned about Boni Halwale and his masters in this apology, he knows very well about the advice that Boni Halwale gave to the president to fire them and to sack them from their job, regardless of what position they are holding. And it is very possible, because if you seek the opinion of the public right now about how they are tired with the speech of Moses Kuria, then it is possible that he can go home anytime and lose his job. We also see another reason that is making the public to reject his apology. We see Moses Kuria is being hypocritical in one way or another. This is because the way he is deciding to pretend he is humble after people are hurt, he did not come up on the same day to apologize or reiterate what he had posted. At the same time, he was keeping on posting another message that is very, very painful to the Kenyans. And the immediate step that he could have taken, he could have apologized immediately. He saw negative reactions from the public. And coming after very long time, after the head of state have addressed the matter of indecency, disrespect, and inhuman nature of leaders in Kenya Kwanza, then he is deciding to take a step after being threatened of losing his employment. Then this one is hypocritical behavior, because you see, it means that if a tough warning could not have been sounded by the head of the state, then it means Moses Kuria right now could still be inciting Kenyans with his messages that is posting about the cost of living and fuel prices. Another thing we see that is being exposed in this apology to the public is that he is very arrogant. It has been very open that he has accepted he is disrespectful and arrogant. Yes, it is, because even if you see, the humility in his expression is very, very low. If I can read from a certain point, I have since been advised by people like Boni Halwale and his master. The statement was incorrect, insensitive, and arrogant. I am made now to understand that the price will come. I apologize profusely. Sincere to err is human. This is a matter of arrogant and insensitive himself. The way he is putting the words, it shows that he is not serious at all. And being aware of his own character, then people are even not having hope in Moses Kuria that he is genuine and he will be humbled forever. And another thing here that we are seeing It is the influence of the decision of people of Kenya that will make this Moses Kuria to change. And because we have seen that the apology has not been accepted by the public or Kenyans, what might be the fate of Moses Kuria? Because we know the government right now is very silent, and they have not announced the step or the punishment that they might apply on this CS about how they represented the face of Kenya. People are just giving out their own opinion about sacking them from their job. Others are talking about reshuffling them from their positions. But what might be the fate of Moses Kuria? The first one, he might lose his job instantly, anytime from now, because Moses Kuria is vulnerable. We know very well he was appointed by the president. Moses Kuria have been in Chama cha Kazi party, and after he lost his presidential bid to his opponent, this is the time when Moses Kuria decided to join Kenya Kwanza and support President William Samoei Ruto. After this, he has been appointed as a CS to represent all Kenyans, and his arrogancy can cost him his job, and it is clear that if he lost the elections in his own home region, it means that he is not accepted. He has been rejected by the majority of people, and it means that even if he loses his job, when he goes at home, it will not be well with him, because people will not be convinced by Moses Kuria, and therefore losing of job can make Moses Kuria to be very, very vulnerable as a leader, and here the fate can be decided anytime. We also see another option here. Moses Kuria can be changed from that office of trade and be placed in another office, or he can be shuffled. But we don't know where he can fit with that character of reckless mouth, because everywhere, whenever you serve people, you need to be respectful and have at least empathy with the people. He might be reshuffled from that office and be taken to another place where he can serve. That is if the president is very, very sympathetic with this CS. Those are the only option of things that might come to pass. And I don't know how things will happen, because right now they are quiet. But according to how Moses Kuria has expressed himself, he is worried right now. Anything can be decided, and the highest possibility is that he can lose his job. I don't know what is going to happen to this CS. Send me your ideas in the comment section about the steps that this person is going to undergo, and how the government or how the president should deal with this matter, because as much as he has apologized to the public, it has not been accepted, because it is not a genuine one. It has hypocrisy in it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good day.